Okay, so Leetcode practice question. So in this video there are two goals. So the first goal is to see how you're going to solve this problem, and the second goal is to see how you're going to behave during the real interview. So let's get started. So the first step in the real interview is always to try to first understand the problem. If there is anything unclear, please ask some clarification questions, and at the same time think about some edge cases you need to treat specially in the next step. So let's see. Add bold tagging string. So given a string S and a list of the strings dict, you need to add a closed pair of bold tag to wrap the substrings in S that exist in dictionary. So if two such substring overlap, you need to wrap them together by only one pair of the closed bold tag. And also, if two substrings wrapped by bold tags are consecutive, you need to combine them. Alright, so let's see, the input S is equal to A, B, C, X, Y, Z, 1 to 3. Dict is ABC 1 to 3, so you're going to have ABC marked as bold and 1 to 3 marked as bold. Alright, so let's see the example 2. We have triple A, double B, double C. In the dictionary AA, AB, BC. So first of all, we have AAA here, and we have the AAB, and we have the BC here. So those of them could be linked together, and then the extra C. Okay, so now I understand why this is the final result. Okay, so the constraints. Let's see, the given dict won't contain duplicates, and its length won't exceed 100. Okay, and all the strings in input have lengths in range 1 to 1000. Sure. So let's see how to solve this problem. So the next step is about finding the solution. So how to solve this problem? So this one reminds me a question called merge the interval. So I think the first solution I can think about is for every word within the dictionary, we try to find the interval it covers, and then after we find all the intervals, then we merge all the intervals together. But potentially this may not be the best solution. So let's see how to solve this problem in a better way. Because for this solution, if we try to find all the for each word, we try to see all the appearance of the corresponding word. It is going to take let's say length of string is equal to n, so the runtime is going to be O of n times, and we are trying to go through each word. So let's say the average length of each word is going to be m, and suppose there are so let's say the length, suppose mn, let's say there are d words, so the runtime would be O n times m times d. Because for each word we try to find all the appearance within the string, and then after that we have all the intervals, and we try to merge all of the intervals together. So for the merge interval, it could be even worse than, is it going to be even worse than this? So for the merge interval, it's going to, so suppose we have, we don't know about how many times each word could occur in the string, so it could blow up. So for merge interval, suppose we have n intervals in total, then the runtime is going to be n log n, because we need to first sort it, and then we need to do a linear scan and then merge them together. But we don't know how many each word, how many times it appears in the string, so this would be a something. This could be even worse than ONMD, I think. So let's think about some other solutions. So solution 1 is about find all appearance of each word in S, and then merge intervals. So the first step of finding out the appearance is ONMD. And for the merge, it really depends on the occurrence of the words within the original input string. So solution 2. So I will say if we use an array to indicate whether each word should be wrapped or not, what you could do is for each index of the string, you try to see if it's going to be covered by any of the word within the dictionary. If yes, then we mark it as true. Otherwise, we mark it as false. And then finally, we have a Boolean array indicates whether each of the characters should be wrapped within a bold or not. So that one, it should be so n times m times d, because essentially what you're looking for is for each position we go through every word. So the worst case is we go through every word and try to find if it matches. So to tell if the dictionary is a substring of s starting at the corresponding index, it would take d time. So I would say the runtime is going to be ONMD. So this one is better than solution 1 regarding the runtime, I would say. But is it the best? So I think currently this is the best solution I can think of, the ONMD solution, although it seems to be a bit verbose. But I think regarding the runtime, so regarding the runtime, this is the best solution I can think of. So the next step is about coding. So after we are done with finding solution part, we need to do some coding work. So in the coding part, don't be too slow, and also care about the correctness of the code and the readability of the code. So let's do some coding here. So I need to say that okay, so input string wouldn't be empty. Okay, so first of all, you will have a Boolean array. Let's say baud as new Boolean as dot length, and for each of the index plus I, and for each of the word string word within the dict. I don't know. So it didn't say whether the dict could be empty or not. So if it's empty, I would say this is something like an hash case. Is it an edge case? I don't think it's an edge case because it could be covered by the general solution. But if you just treat it as an edge case and do the checking at the very beginning, it could potentially save some time, but not too much. So I is equal. So this one is a word. So I would say, first of all, I would say I would use a. I think we don't need to do that. So if f dot string s dot substring, right? Or is it substring? Okay, so it should be start with, right? It's starts with prefix. Yes. So starts with word at index I. So if this is true, we just have border I as equal to. So is it possible that for a given word it is empty? So if for a given word it's empty, then I think we just need to continue. So if word dot length is equal to 0, or maybe we just count if it's empty, then we just simply continue. Otherwise, if it's not an empty word and the string starts with this word at index I, then we have bold I set as true, and then we just simply break it. And then after this for loop, we have the bold array. So we are going to have, let's say, a string builder. String builder. Okay, so we are going to iterate through everything within the bold array. So let's say in I equal to 0 as smaller than, or is it something I really need to? Yes. So I'm thinking. What I'm thinking is, let's use this for loop. So I is equal to 0, I is smaller than s dot length, and plus I. So if bold I is equal to if bold I is false, then we just continue. Otherwise, we encounter I which is bold. So you're going to say, okay, int maybe let's call it start to be more readable. We try every start to see if it could be marked as bold. So if it's not bold, we just append the corresponding character. So it's like as the car at the start. Otherwise, it means it is a bold. Then we are going to sp.append. What is that? It should be b, and then we need to find the end of it. So what is the end of it? It should be int start as equal to int n is equal to start. Well, n is smaller than s dot length, bold end. If this is true, then we just plus n. Okay. Then we need to have insert. Then we need to have sb dot append s dot substring start and the end, and we need to say, alright, as start is equal to end -1. And also we need to have as speed, maybe we could put it here, so sb dot append just the closing bracket, and then finally we return sb dot to string. Alright, so that's pretty much it about this coding. Let's do some testing. So after you're done with coding, it's not finished. You still need to do some testing to check the logic, and at the same time explain how this piece of code is gonna work. So the best way would be like you go through an example to explain it. So let's use this example and go through it. So first step, we have the baud array. Let's say 0 1. Let's say 0 0 1 1 2 3 4 5 6. So we are going to have a baud array with length 7, and from each start we try to see if the word, if the string starts at the corresponding index start with any of the word from the dictionary. So for this one, it would be, the first is going to be true, and the second one is going to be so if it's okay, so if this one is true, I think we should cover the entire period with true, because okay, that's if it starts with a word, then we should actually cover the entire period as true. Yes, so I would say we shouldn't break here. I think this would be a bug if we just break here. If it starts with that instead, let's see the max end as I, okay, as let's say I -1. So if as dot starts with that, then we are going to say max n is equal to I plus word dot length. This is a max n -1. So if the word, okay, so after this for loop, we have the max n. So if max n is smaller than I, then let's call it start, make it more readable. So where did I start? This is the start. Alright, so if max n is smaller than the start, then we just simply continue. Otherwise, we need to set the range from start to the max n as true. So you have I is equal to start, I smaller equal to max n plus I. Then we have the baud I as true. Okay, let's restart. So for this one, since it has a AAA, first of all it has a AAA, so it starts with this word, and we have the max end as start plus word length -1. Alright, so we'll have the max n as 0 plus 3 minus 1, which is 2. So we have the first, this set as true, and this one similarly it has a AAB, so we are going to set this as true as well, the range. And then we have the BC. So for this one we are not going to do anything because max n is smaller than start. For this one BB not going to do anything. For this BC, we are going to set this as true, and finally we are going to have something like this. Alright, then we have this called string builder. You start at from 0 and then until the end. So first of all, we see that it is bold. Then we are going to append the B here, and then we are going to have the end start with start, and then if bold is always true, then we are going to plus the end, and the end is going to be ending at index 6. So we are going to get a BBC here, and then we are going to append the closing B, and then n is equal to start is equal to n plus 1, which is like start is equal to n plus 1, so it's going to be set as 5, but after that we are going to plus the n, so start is 6, and then it is not bold, then we are going to append the C here, and finally we return something like this. So I think overall it works good. Let's give it a try. Alright, so compile, I think, yeah, so just some typo here. Alright, so it seems like it works. Let's do a submission for it. Alright, so everything works well now. And we should be good about this question. So if you have any question about the solution or about whatever, feel free to leave some comments below. If you feel this video will be helpful, please help subscribe to this channel. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.